Hi, and welcome to Ratatouille Plot Review.
I'm Logbog.
And I'm Remy. This is episode 1, where we're going to be discussing what this episode is about.
And
Logbog,
that's a really good question.
what is this entire show about?
Well, the title's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be a Ratatouille plot, the hit Pixar animated film Ratatouille, and we're going to review its plot. And but the problem is, each episode we have to decide what aspect of this very complex and deep plot we're going to review.
Logbog, I know we agreed to this off camera, but there is one immediate and glaring flaw with this idea.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen Ratatouille since opening day, because I didn't like it. It wasn't a good movie. They just said my name a lot, and it was very uncomfortable.
Oh, I've heard it plenty of times. We own it on disc. I've seen it at least.
Do you actually
10,
own it on
15.
disc?
Yes, I actually own it on
Oh
DVD.
my god.
Like a heathen. At least I don't own it on tape, but yeah, I've got it on disc. I've watched it plenty of times. We actually we got it for the first time because my parents were going to be going out for the night, and my grandma was trying to find something for us to do, so she bought Ratatouille, and that's what we did.
Oh god. That's like... I forget... You know the meme format that's like about grandmas buying things at stores?
No, what?
It's an obscure one. It's just like bootlegs, and
Oh, yeah.
it's like when you
isn't
ask
that
your
the movie
grandma
My
for
Grandson-
some movie, and she goes to Walmart and gets this out of the dollar bin.
Yeah, it's like, hey, could I have Frozen? Your grandma goes and gets you Queen of Ice, and it's like a
Yeah.
really terrible looking, like 3D animated knockoff that's meant to fool grandmas.
That's gotta be a lucrative business.
I want to at one point make one, some fake movie, get it in the Walmart dollar bin, and just at some point go to one of my friends' kids' houses, and see
Hide
that
it?
they have it.
Oh,
No,
just see if
that
they
they've
have it.
bought. Yeah, see if it's
Mine
been
was
bought.
more nefarious.
Just start putting bootleg DVDs in people's houses.
You put like cursed films right next to Arthur season 3 and the Magic School Bus. There's just like a pure white disc case, like the kind of thing you'd expect a school talent show to be in.
Oh yeah, you know the Bark DVD case? It was just white paper, printer paper with Bark printed on the front, and that was
Oh my
it. That's
God.
the whole case.
You know, when you said the Bark DVD case, I thought back to back when I was in Finland and I found Bark.
Oh god, Bark. Yeah.
I wish at this point that I had bought it and could watch some subtitled Bark.
You did buy it. You just gave it to me.
Oh yeah, I did. We should watch it.
Yeah, I have it. It's ripped. If you want a copy.
You know, now that it's available, this feels like a perfectly good hot dog on the ground outside.
But no, he doesn't want it anymore.
You're stuck with it, Logbog.
I don't want it. It's in English. It's just
I know.
subtitled in
it's
Finnish.
subtitled in Finnish, Norwegian, Danish, and Swedish. Oh, I love secondhand stores.
God, they're so much better everywhere where I'm not. I hear all these stories about these amazing things
It's
people
true.
find, but
Okay,
but
what
I
if that
never
was our
find anything.
e-commerce business? What if we, like, went to secondhand stores and then just sold random junk in brown paper mystery boxes?
For a very, very high price.
It's like $40 and you open it and it's like European Tintin comics. Yeah.
And then it's gonna the first bag's gonna be that, right? It's gonna go out, and then all the European Tintin comic collectors are gonna get on it and start ordering our product, and that's how we're gonna make bank.
And then the second month, It's something completely different.
It's just shoes, but you only get one.
Just what?
You get one shoe. We'll split them up, double our money.
Mix and match. We get 2 shoes of the same size from thrift stores, and then we switch them around. Okay, that's a good idea.
God, no, that's a good one. Let's write that down.
Yeah, alright, let's add that bad boy to the list. Shoe mixer service. Okay, good. Good. Before we went on here, I really liked all the names we came up with for the show.
It was so good. That was a good, 15, 30 minutes?
Let's see, I sent the first one at 6:43, and the last one at 7:13, so yeah, that was about 30 minutes.
Yeah?
They're
so good.
I feel like we should read through them, except I worry that would spoil all our episode names.
I feel we should pick 3.
Pick 3 to reveal?
Yeah, 3, not great ones, but also not ones that are terrible and aren't funny.
I really like the one that's cat, parentheses, pillar.
Cat pillar, yeah.
Cat pillar.
Peter Parker's worst nightmare. I like that one. Remy doesn't.
I didn't get that one. I liked blonde boys.
Yeah, blonde boys.
Then Logbog can live his Remiest life.
I'm just looking at the way you sent shoe mixer service.
Yeah? What do you think of it?
I like it.
This is how Microsoft did their brainstorming for Mixer.
You should go to companies and just have them pitch you their product name and then kind of just type it, but like your hands are numb.
So
and
I've become
that's how you do it.
A specialist in like cool spellings of things. So like cat equals cat with a K, fat equals fat with a PH. I just become make a profession out of that
guy. I think I like to think there's just one guy who goes around and companies are like, we'll just call it cat because it's a feline supply store, and then this guy barges in and is like, excuse me, I've got the trademark for cat. I'm willing to sell you a different name. And it's cat with a K.
That's a good idea right there, Logbog.
Put it on the list.
Clat?
Clat.
K-L-A-T.
The L is accidental.
It's just supposed to say cat.
Here. Is that better?
Clat 5. My favorite news journalism service. We got reports of there's a cat. I saw this news broadcast yesterday. Okay, we're going into this now. I saw it on YouTube Haiku, so that's how you know it's good.
Oh yeah.
It was this newsman standing in front of like an empty lot with like grass and stuff, and he was like reporting in that a local man around here has reported a jaguar sighting. And then the camera pans a little to the side. The guy's like looking really scared, and it zooms in very slowly to just somebody's house cat sitting in the yard. And he's like, this is not it, but it is a nice cat.
Sometimes I want to be a news reporter just for that.
Yeah. I wish. If the news was always like that, I might buy cable.
But all the good news comes from local news stations.
It's true.
You just gotta move to a rural town.
Is local news? I guess that isn't on cable, is it?
No.
I don't really know what cable is.
I don't know what's on it. I just know that all the good shows that people like are on it. I've never had it.
Like The Simpsons season 30?
Yeah. I know that's on there. I know people really like it.
Maybe it's not. Because I've never had cable, and I remember watching The Simpsons on TV when I was little.
Oh yeah, they took all the good shows from over the air and just moved them over.
So it's like a vacuum hose.
Yeah, it's basically just like, it's the cable. They really should call it cable. They should call it the tube. And it just sucks good content out of the free zone.
But then they'd get sued by YouTube for using the word tube. You know that one...
No, they get sued by London.
You know that one educational YouTube service that all the edutainment YouTubers are always advertising?
Nebula?
Yeah, that's the one. I was up late last night. It was like 12:30 a.m. I think 12:30 p.m. in the morning. 12:30 in the morning.
A.m.
And I was sitting there all tired, like in a stupor, walking up. I had just gotten up and gotten some water, and suddenly it hit me. It's like, why did they call it Nebula instead of EDUtube?
That's way better.
And then I was like, or EduTube? That doesn't sound nearly as good.
Tube.
I was like, an EDUtube is really hard to say.
How about just youtube.edu?
YouTube.gov. I want to go to google.gov. I feel like that could be an art piece.
Yeah, if it's not... they've got to have it registered just in case.
Maybe.
That's how you look up all the... It's an art piece, but it's a really useful art piece where it just lets you look up actual government code all in one place. Like, have you ever tried to look up government code on an actual government website?
No, but I've seen a government website or two in my day.
Yeah, no, it's not what you'd like. But if we could just move Google over to it, I mean, it can already search it, but if we could just have its own Google.
Should take Google and push it somewhere else.
And that somewhere else is to Washington State.
Washington State.
Just push it up about 2 states.
Is Google in Delaware?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
It could be.
I mean, they could.
Delaware has more corporations than people.
Oh, right. It's that one building.
They got a tax loophole somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And so everybody lives together. I think Apple is there, maybe.
Yeah, for all I know, they're there.
Maybe.
Who
can say?
Probably Apple.
I think we're about 2 minutes off of our 15-minute and 30-second mark, which is how long this episode's going to be.
And I think we just keep rolling to not
we keep rolling,
files
but
and stuff.
I was going to say, let's review. All right, how has this podcast gone so far, Logbog?
It's a very complex part of the Ratatouille plotline. We opened up with you not seeing Ratatouille, which then ultimately led to
that was a big
where
twist.
Google is headquartered.
When you put it like that, it makes this sound a lot more interesting than it is. Okay. That's good. Hopefully this will work to quell the crippling loneliness of our viewers.
We know they're stuck at home and complaining about being stuck at home.
And so now they will be stuck at home with Remy and Logbog reviewing the plot of Ratatouille.
One plot point at a time.
We just analyze it line by line.
Next up, the scene where Ego says, surprise me.
Now let's really dig into this one. I think, well, first of all, let's look at it at the surface level. Surprise me is usually what's said when you want a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But it also implies deeper down that he doesn't know what he wants. Which I think really says a lot about, what was his name?
Ego?
About Ego as a character.
Yeah, no, he acts as this, big, and you see they did some wordplay here, because he's got a really big ego, and they named him Ego.
Oh.
So, he acts, as if, he knows it all, he's the best food reviewer in the land.
And yet
food
suddenly,
critic.
when he needs something, he asks for a surprise, because he's just not sure.
He's just not sure, but he can't let them know that. So he makes it seem like he's so good, he'll take whatever they give him.
He makes it into... The sentence is, of course, in the imperative. Surprise me is a command.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a declaration or anything.
Which keeps him in power as he is ordering these people around, which he sees as, these chefs, which he sees as less than himself.
He clearly does have a lot of experience holding on to power. I think it really draws some parallels between himself and authoritarian states the world over. Maybe I'm reaching a little bit with that, but...
No, I think you've got something there. Keep going.
With his name being Ego, I feel like that's really the only reason that anybody would ever get into such a high position of power, is because they believe that they ought to be in that position of power, and that no one else could do it as well as them. But even a man like him will have a moment of weakness where he shows up to a restaurant and he hasn't prepared, he hasn't looked at the menu.
And this could either give him the greatest ego boost that he's ever had because he pulled off this successful ruse, or it's going to be his greatest downfall, which is what happens in Ratatouille. He's unsure, he's unprepared.
Do not know what happens next.
He says, surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go make, as the title implies, Ratatouille. Except technically it's not Ratatouille, but anyway. They make Ratatouille, bring it to him, and what they didn't know is they had a complex spy network, which was spying on him since he was a little kid. And as a little kid, his mother had made him Ratatouille. And as soon as he tasted it, he got sent back in time to when he was a kid, and they didn't have to deal with him anymore.
Oh my god.
Did you miss that major plot? You watched the movie.
I did. I watched it when I must have been a little tiny baby. It was very loud. That's all I remember. I wore earplugs in the theater because I didn't like how loud it was.
Yeah, they've got some loud parts, but honestly, the audio is the best part of it.
The audio?
Yeah, the audio. It's got the music and the cooking sounds, and then
it does
basically
make it
just
very
the bread
conducive
part.
to podcasting, doesn't it?
Yeah, we could just we could do an audio recreation of the entirety of Ratatouille.
What if we just overlaid cooking sounds under the back of this whole episode?
You're just going and you hear
squeaks. Baguette. This has been episode 1 of Ratatouille Plot Review with Remy
and Logbog.
We hope you'll join us next time when we will be discussing
like the spice or herb,
the spice herb, like Phineas and Herb.
Phineas and Herb.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.